We like our mysteries simple. Light is good, dark is bad, but near death experiencers tell a different story. They describe beings made of shadow who do not harm, do not speak, do not judge. They simply exist, watching, waiting, holding the boundary like sentinels older than fear itself. These beings are not cruel, not comforting, not anything human words were designed to explain. Tonight we step into the realm of the darkness without malice. I'm Candy, and this is Half Haunted Chronicles. Across cultures and centuries, records appear of shadow beings encountered at the edge of death. Not demons, not tricksters, not judges, but neutral presences. They appear in Mesopotamian accounts of Gideon, Greek records of Kir, Tibetan descriptions of wrathful Aboriginal sky shadows, Intuit night guardians, Celtic silent folk, Buddhist Dharma palas, Jewish mystical watchers, and now modern experiencers describe the same thing. Dark silhouettes, large, unmoving forms, humanoid outlines without features, eyes without expressions, awareness without emotion, not monsters, not angels, something older, something functional. Darkness does not always mean danger. Sometimes it simply means function. These are the sentinels who hold the line. A woman named Carmina flatlined during a cardiac event. She found herself in a long, dim space, not frightening, just profoundly still. At the far end stood three tall, shadowed figures. They had no faces, no movement, no voice. Yet she understood. You may approach, you may not pass. She moved forward. They did nothing. They did not block her. They did not warn her. They simply were. Moments later, she pulled back into her body. They weren't good or bad, Carmina said. They were just doing their job. A rancher named Elias had an NDE after being thrown from a horse. He described a vast gray expanse with a single shadow before him, as wide as a doorway, as tall as a wall. It didn't stand in his way. It didn't signal him to stop, but he knew if he stepped aside, he would not return. He never moved. He woke in the hospital seconds before death was declared. When asked if he was afraid, he answered, no. It was like meeting gravity. A 7-year-old boy who nearly drowned told his parents something unusual. There was a giant made of dark, he said. He didn't say anything. He was waiting. They asked if he was scared. No, the boy replied. He was there so I wouldn't get lost. This figure, the quiet giant, appears repeatedly in childhood NDEs, not as a judge, not as a guide, but as a marker. In Japan, an elderly woman named Hana described a dark-robed figure standing beside a vast book. It did not threaten her. It did not comfort her. It simply stood. She understood instantly that the figure held her life not as mortality, but as consequence, cause, effect. When she revived, she told her family the shadow was not death, it was the one who remembers. Record keepers in NDEs are almost always described this way: dark, silent, and impartial. A woman named Vanessa suffered a severe allergic reaction that stopped her heart. She entered a plane where dozens of shadow beings stood in a wide arc, massive, silent, still. As she approached, they bowed, not in reverence, not in mourning, in acknowledgement. She felt the message instantly. We recognize what you are. She revived moments later. They weren't light beings, Vanessa said. They weren't human. They were ancient, older than fear. This episode lives in a space people often misunderstand because we want the universe to choose sides. Light equals good, dark equals bad. But near-death experiencers tell us something more unsettling and more honest. Some forces are not moral. They're structural. The shadow beings at the threshold don't punish. They don't rescue. They don't persuade. They maintain, like gravity, like time, like the boundary between waking and sleep. They're not there to stop you. They are there to ensure the crossing only happens when it's meant to. And maybe that's their role. Not guardians of goodness, not agents of darkness, but keepers of balance between where we are and where we are going. Tonight, we explore the dark without malice, the ancient neutral sentinels who stand at the threshold not as enemies, but as constants, The next episode, we move into something luminous and deeply human. The realm experiencers describe as a library, a hall of records, a chamber of truth, so where souls remember who they have always been. Until next time, stay curious and always, always stay haunted.